Welcome to ETL 202, Group 21 presentation. Verbs in English Grammar. I will be your tutor guide for this course. Please kindly enter your name to begin. Content. Definition of verbs. Types of verbs. Functions of verbs. Examples, as used in sentence. Objectives. By the end of this lesson, students should be able to 1. Define parts of speech. 2. Identify the various parts of speech. 3. Define verbs. 4. State the various type of verbs we have. 5. Identify the functions of the various type of verbs we have. 6. Identify the type of verb used in sentence construction. Unit 1. Introduction to verbs as a part of speech. As there are various elements which make up the car, so it is for the sentence that is speech, and it is called parts of speech. Parts of speech are 9 in number: noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, conjunction, interjection, preposition and article. But here we are to focus on the verb. A verb can be seen as a doing or action word, and it sometimes expresses a state of being in the case of auxiliary verbs. The verb is also known as a predicator. Without a verb, a sentence would not make complete sense. There are 3 main categories of verbs. A. Lexical verbs. B. Anomalous verbs. C. Auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs further divided into 1. Primary auxiliary verbs. 2. Modal auxiliary verbs. Let's practice some questions. Introduction to lexical verbs. This is a verb that shows real action, for example speak, write, dance, smoke. You can see the action practically, or imagine it. A verb can be singular, or plural. If it is singular, it carries s at the back, for example takes, sweeps, sleeps, sings, etc. Formula equal to LV plus s, which means lexical verb with s. For example, she sings every day. Harda sweeps in the morning. You cannot say Harda sings yesterday, neither can you say they sings every day, because sings LV plus s can only be used in singular present conditions. It is plural if it does not carry s at the back. For example take, sing, sweep etc. Formula equal to LV minus s, which means lexical verb without s. For example, they take their food regularly. I will take rice. Take is only used for present situations and for plural conditions, but the personal pronoun I also takes a plural lexical verb. Let's practice some questions. Unit 3. Introduction to auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verb is of 2 types. Primary auxiliary verbs. Modal auxiliary verbs. Primary auxiliary verbs. What are primary auxiliary verbs? From the word primary, you will see that it means essential or elementary, etc. So when we talk of primary auxiliary verbs, it means essential helping verbs. It is a type of auxiliary verbs that is limited in number in that you can mention them all. It belongs to the closed class item. The primary auxiliary verb are of 2 types: A. Be verbs. B. Do verbs. C. Verb. The be verbs are just 8 in number, and they perform various functions. They are, is, am, was, were, are, be, been, being. We shall elaborate more on each as we go further in the lesson. Be patient. Is. It is a variant of the verb be. It is used to talk about singular objects when it is in the present tense. For example, she is here now. She reflects singularity, now reflects the tense, which is in the present. Remember, is can never be used in the past tense. For example, she is there yesterday. You would realize that the last example does not make sense, so be careful. Was. As the past tense of go is went, so it is for was. The past tense of is was. As is used for singular, so is was used for singular. The only difference is that was is used in the past tense, while is used in the present tense. For example, he is here now. He was here yesterday. Was is in the past tense and so is yesterday. Always watch out and consider when the action takes place before using the verb was, are. It is another form of verb be, which is used in for more than one entity, that is the plural. It is also used for just the present tense. For example, we are here now. She is here now. You would realize that there is hardly any difference between the two statements above except for the plurality. Therefore, are is the plural form of is. Remember, it is only used in the present tense, were. It is used when we refer to at least two entities, that is, it is used for plurality if the action we describe is in the past. In other words, were is the past tense of are, and they are both used in plural terms or to express plurality. For example, we were there last year. The words last year show time or tense, while the word we shows plurality. Thus, if we say, we are here now, it would mean that we are talking about the present because of the use of the word now, am. It is used to refer to yourself only if what you are talking about is in the present tense. For example, I am dancing now. I am reading now. The past form of am is was. For example, I am dancing now, it will become I was dancing yesterday. The word yesterday shows that it is in the past, and so must take a past form of the verb. Do verbs. The do verbs are of three forms. Do, which signifies plurality, and it is used in present tense. Did, which signifies plurality and singularity, and it is only used in past tense. Does, which signifies singularity, and it is used in present tense. Let's practice some questions. Unit 3, Part 2. Auxiliary verbs, modal, auxiliary verbs. We would not lay much emphasis on this. Modal auxiliary verb is the second set of verbs that we will be discussing. They are used in reflecting the mode of a speaker. It reflects possibility, capability, ability, etc. The modal auxiliary verbs are 8 in number: present tense, past tense, can, could, will, might, shall, should, will, would, ought to, had to, must, had to, need, dare, dared. Note, had to is not a modal auxiliary, but it is the past form of ought to and had to. Let's practice some questions. Unit 4. Introduction to anomalous verbs. They include have, has, had. Now, note that 1. Has is singular and used in present tense. 2. Have is plural and used in present tense. 3. Had is singular and plural. It is the past form of both has and have, just the same way went is the past of go. I would like to elaborate more on each using a table. has verb. Entity, pronoun, singular, action. Billy. He has gone. Millie. He has gone. The dog. It has gone. Have verb. I want to believe you understand the has verb. We would further our discussion on the have verbs. Still using the table. James and John. They have gone. Tim and Jim, myself, we have gone. Others. You or I have gone. From the previous table, you would realize that there is a change in entity and persons. Note, have is only used for more than one person, but in some cases it can be used with the personal pronoun, I. For example, I have gone. Note, you cannot say I has gone. If you write such, you would be marked wrong. Had verb. Had is the past tense of has and have, provided that what we are talking about is in its past form. For example, Billy. He had gone. James or John. They had gone. The dog. It had gone. Others. You or I had gone. From the table, you would realize that had can be used for both singular and plural. Let's practice some questions.